Julius Caesar was born on July 12, 100 BCE, into a noble family, the Julii. But his branch was not particularly wealthy or influential at the time. His full name was Gaius Julius Caesar, and his early life was marked by political turmoil as Rome was deep into its republican struggles. Caesar's father, Gaius Julius Caesar, was a praetor who died when Caesar was young, leaving him to navigate a complex political landscape. As a young man, Julius Caesar faced a turbulent period in Rome's history. The Roman Republic was embroiled in factional conflicts between the populares, who championed the rights of the common people, and the optimates, who represented the interests of the aristocracy. Caesar, aiming to climb the political ladder, aligned himself with the populares. His early career was marked by sharp intelligence and ambition. He began his political career by serving in various positions, including military tribune, quaestor and praetor. He also made significant moves to solidify his political base, including marrying Cornelia, the daughter of a prominent supporter of the populares. Even when faced with political pressure from enemies within Rome who demanded he divorce Cornelia, Caesar refused, showing his dedication to his allies and ideals. Military triumphs and the conquest of Gaul, Caesar's true rise to power, came when he became the governor of Gaul, modern-day France and parts of neighboring countries, in 58 BCE. Over the next 8 years, Caesar led Rome's military campaigns in Gaul, which would become his most significant achievement. His military genius, charisma, and political savvy helped him conquer vast territories from the Alps to the English Channel, greatly expanding the Roman Empire. His campaign in Gaul was characterized by his ability to unite the various Roman legions and his ruthless efficiency in battle. Caesar wrote about his conquests in Commentarii de Bello Gallico, Commentaries on the Gallic War, a series of works that not only detailed his military victories but also painted him as a leader of unparalleled vision and ambition. By the time of his conquest of Gaul, Caesar was immensely popular with the people of Rome, especially the soldiers he commanded. His success in Gaul provided him with a wealth of resources, soldiers and prestige. He had become one of the most powerful men in Rome, and many began to see him as a potential threat to the Roman Senate's authority. The crossing of the Rubicon and the fall of the Republic in 49 BCE, the political situation in Rome reached a breaking point. Caesar, who had been at odds with the Senate and its leaders, especially the optimates like Pompey, was ordered by the Senate to disband his army and return to Rome. The Senate was fearful of his growing power and influence, and they believed he might try to seize control of Rome. But Caesar, unwilling to give up his power, made the bold decision to cross the Rubicon River with his army. This act, symbolizing a declaration of war, marked the point of no return. As Caesar crossed the river, he famously said, "The die is cast, alia iacta est," signaling that he had chosen his path, even if it meant civil war. A series of battles followed, most notably the Battle of Pharsalus in 48 BCE, where Caesar defeated Pompey's forces decisively. Pompey fled to Egypt, where he was assassinated. With Pompey out of the picture, Caesar had essentially won the civil war, and by 46 BCE he was declared dictator for life by the Roman Senate. Dictatorship and reforms. As dictator, Caesar enacted sweeping reforms aimed at stabilizing and improving Rome's governance. He restructured the calendar, creating the Julian calendar, which is still used in many places today. He also extended Roman citizenship to people in far-flung parts of the empire, reformed the Senate, and enacted laws to help the poor, including land redistribution. However, despite his reforms, Caesar's rule became increasingly autocratic. He concentrated power in his hands, undermining the traditional power structures of the Roman Republic. This angered many members of the Senate who feared that Caesar's growing power would eventually lead to the downfall of the Republic and the establishment of a monarchy. The assassination of Julius Caesar in 44 BCE, Caesar's enemies in the Senate, led by Brutus, Cassius and other conspirators, decided that the only way to save the Republic was to assassinate Caesar. They believed that if Caesar continued his rule unchecked, he would crown himself king and end the Roman Republic forever. On March 15, 44 BCE, the conspirators carried out their plan. Caesar was assassinated during a Senate meeting at the theatre of Pompey. According to legend, when Caesar saw that Brutus, whom he had once trusted, was among his attackers, he is said to have uttered the famous words, "Et tu, Brute," and you, Brutus? Though historians debate whether this was actually said, it remains one of the most iconic moments in history. Caesar was stabbed 23 times, and his death sent shockwaves throughout Rome. While the conspirators believed they were saving the Republic, Caesar's assassination only led to further chaos. A civil war broke out once again, with Caesar's loyalists, led by his grandnephew Octavian, who would later become Emperor Augustus, ultimately emerging victorious. Legacy Julius Caesar's death marked the end of the Roman Republic and the beginning of the Roman Empire. Octavian, after defeating Mark Antony and Cleopatra in 31 BCE, became the first Roman emperor, adopting the title Augustus. The power that Caesar had accumulated, his reforms and his eventual rise to dictatorship, paved the way for Augustus's rule, which would last for over 4 decades. Julius Caesar's legacy remains enormous. He is remembered as one of the greatest military commanders in history, a reformer of Roman law and society, and a pivotal figure whose actions set in motion the events that would transform Rome from a republic into an empire. His life and death are still studied today for their impact on the course of world history.